These flat, fertile plains were once an ancient woodland surrounded by water, until, that is, they were drained for farming in the 17th century. So, where am I, and which one of the nation's favourite vegetables is produced in these very fields? I'll tell you in just a moment. Today, our house search makes a discovery that's picture perfect. Very pretty, isn't it? If you're going to draw a house, that's how you would draw it. Symmetrical, isn't it?
Appeals to my mathematical bent.
Does it?
Yeah.
But I may have to call time on an area of dispute.
Where is the brewing going to take place?
I think the Wendy House.
No. The Wendy House is now the pub at the end of the garden. That's good, very creative thinking. Today, we're in Cambridgeshire, in the heart of the Fens. This once waterlogged fenland is now home to one of the richest agricultural lands in the whole of Britain, with some of the largest producers of potatoes in the country. Later on in the show, I'll be meeting a farmer whose family have been cultivating the humble spud here in Cambridgeshire for over 200 years.
Cambridgeshire is a landlocked county in East Anglia, bordered by 7 counties, including Northamptonshire to the west and Essex to the south. Although cut off from the coast, water plays an important part in the county's landscape and history. The River Cam starts at the university city of Cambridge and runs 14.5 miles north to the Ouse. Punting was introduced here at the beginning of the 20th century and is now a firm Cambridge tradition and a great way to view the historic colleges of one of the most famous universities in the world. Much of the county is flat and low-lying, including the lowest point of the UK at 9 feet below sea level. To the north are the distinct landscapes of the Fens, marshy areas reclaimed from the sea in a process of drainage started several centuries ago. Before the successful reclamation of the land, the few hills of the area once acted as islands, often providing sites for places of worship. One such isle was Anglesey. A priory was built here at the time of Henry I, being later converted to a country house in the 16th century and renamed Anglesey Abbey. So whether it's scholarly architecture, unusual rural landscapes or historic homes you're interested in, Cambridgeshire is a fascinating and rewarding county to escape to.
Given that London is only around an hour's drive from Cambridgeshire, it comes as no big surprise that property prices here are above the national average, but not by as much as you may expect. £328,000 is the typical price of a detached property here in the county, which is only around 9% above the rest of England and Wales. What's more, if it's the wildlife you're after, then this may be the county for you, because Cambridgeshire is home to some of the most important nature reserves in the whole of the UK, including one of the oldest, Wicken Fen. So, let's meet today's buyers and find out what kind of lifestyle they're hoping to find here.
When Dick and Louise chose their Chislehurst semi to the southeast of the capital, it was in a perfect, peaceful location. But as the years have gone by, they felt city life closing in.
It's a lot busier here than it used to be. When we first moved here 30 years ago, it was relatively quiet. You notice there's a lot more traffic, and I think that applies throughout London, not just here.
And of course now we've got the bus coming down the street, which is something that happened 7 or 8 years ago.
Dick has retired from his job in insurance, and their 2 daughters have moved away. They'd like to escape the increasing bustle of London for a quiet life within easy reach of family.
We've been going up to Loughborough for a good 10 years now because the kids were at university. And the notion of moving really started with those journeys. So probably about a couple of years ago, we started playing these games as to where we might like to stop.
And when it comes to where they'd like to stop, the couple have settled on Cambridgeshire.
We quite like the countryside, and we're members of the National Trust and the the Royal Horticultural Society. So we're hoping that will initially get us out and about looking at some of the places. So we're fairly confident that we can find somewhere in that area.
And I think also for me, you're also near to some larger towns, which I think, having spent all my life in London, I think I would miss if they weren't within easy reach.
As well as the culture shock of country life, Louise has some nerves over leaving the family home.
I think I'm more nervous about the move than Dick is, because I didn't work when I had the children, and as such the home has become very much my domain. That's my office space, if you like, and yeah, it would be very, very weird.
But she's hoping the move will give them more time, not only to see family, but to spend on their hobbies.
The thing about moving nearer to our daughter will probably mean that there'll be less overnight stops, so we'll have a little bit more time on our hands. I do some card crafting for families and friends. That's my little hobby, which means I can get out of Dick's hair, if he had any.
I enjoy making beer, making wine, anything alcoholic. I suppose anything that involves a fermentation process. So I'm quite good at making bread now. And when I have a bit more time on my hands, I'll be doing a bit of vegetable gardening. So they're all the, I suppose, fairly standard men crafts.
Most of all, though, it's about starting over in fresh surroundings.
Hopefully it'll be really exciting, a new chapter. So everything's going to be new. I suppose it'd be like having a honeymoon all over again.
You'll be after a new kitchen for a start.
Yes.
Dick and Louise are open to living anywhere in the county with access to road links to their family in Loughborough. But before we start looking at houses, we're meeting in Cambridgeshire to discover more about what they're hoping to find.
Well, Dick and Louise, welcome to Cambridgeshire. It's a little bit damp, so I've brought you under this gazebo to keep us dry. But we're looking for a new home. It's not going to deter us. Tell me about the house that ideally you're after.
It's got to be light and airy. 3 good-sized bedrooms, and I do crafts, so I want a craft room. Dick likes his office.
Large kitchen?
Large kitchen would be lovely.
And Dick, how important is the garden?
Yeah, a good-sized garden. I'd probably want to do a little bit of veg growing.
And also, you're a bread maker, I understand.
Yeah, well, anything to do with yeast, really. I'm into all sorts of fermentation, and bread is one of them.
So it's a polite way to say he likes brewing beer. I see, I see. This is quite a big property. You're not downsizing, you two, are you?
Not at all.
No,
We don't intend to downsize.
No.
When we're at home together, we need a bit of space.
OK, all right. What are the things that you have to have, and what are the things that you can live without?
It's really difficult to answer that, really, because I think often you fall in love with a place and it might not necessarily be quite a spec.
Very true. Right, well, let's talk money and remind ourselves of your top budget.
Well, the top budget's 600,000. If you really pushed us and the place was perfect, maybe 625. But we wouldn't mind it if it was a little bit lower.
So £625,000 for that dream perfect home. OK, all right. Well, are we ready? Because we've got some splendid properties to show you. Should we get going?
Yep.
Come on.
For an absolute maximum of £625,000, Dick and Louise's dream Cambridgeshire home would have at least 3 bedrooms, a large kitchen and space for their separate hobbies as well as an office. Plus the garden should offer enough room for a good-sized vegetable patch. We've lined up a tempting selection of houses with their wish list in mind, and at each they'll be asked to guess the price before I reveal it. The final one, of course, is our mystery house, where our search may be taking on a surprisingly continental flavour. Our property search is heading to the market town of Chatteris. Situated in the Fens, there's been a settlement here since the Neolithic period, and it's claimed to have been a refuge for Boadicea fleeing from the Romans. Facilities include places to eat and drink, a bank, and a hairdresser's that hints at the local sense of humour. The property we've come to view is located in the southern part of the town centre, with a rather grand aspect onto its south-facing rear garden.
Well, I've brought you into the garden to start off because I want you to take a look at your property from this angle.
That's beautiful. This is absolutely stunning from the outside.
Just those windows, there's so much light going in there, isn't there? I like the shutters up the top.
It's a good start. Can you believe that it used to be a farmhouse?
No.
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 I think we should take a look inside. Shall we?
idea.
Go on then.
Let's do that, please.
Built from brick and dating to the middle of the 19th century, at the front of this grand former farmhouse, the impressive elegance continues through an imposing entrance hall and into the front reception room.
So impressed with the outside.
Yeah.
Let's see what we think on
That's
inside.
enormous. It's beautiful.
It's good size, isn't it?
It's lovely.
That is period, yeah.
It does look very grand.
Impressive, yes.
Impressive,
It is an
yeah.
impressive property. So you have, this is one of your drawing rooms. You've got the same size again next door. You talked about escaping from each other in your property. You've got plenty of room here. And you've got a study across the way with the downstairs cloakroom. But let's see what you think of the kitchen. If you'd like to follow me. Now, I think this is one of the most important rooms in the whole house, the kitchen.
It's lovely. Really nice. Nice big space for the table.
Look at that
2,
sink.
4, 6.
Now, have you ever seen a sink like that?
No, not with feet like that.
Oh, the owner thinks it's an original. So it's about 160, 170 years old.
Really?
Yeah. You do have access outside, the side door. If you look through, we've got some windows here leading out into the garden, but you've also got a massive conservatory there, which they're using as a games room at the moment.
Could use it for anything, really.
Yeah.
This beautifully presented period home also boasts a sizable cellar, perfect for home brewer Dick. And completing this floor is a hobby room, which could be put to use as a ground floor guest room. But I suspect they'll find more than enough accommodation upstairs, where there are no fewer than 6 bedrooms. A large family bathroom with roll-top bath and separate shower serves all of the rooms, along with an additional cloakroom. To the front of the property, a large double has interlinking doors through 2 smaller rooms, one of which currently sits empty and the other features a bay window. Behind these lies a further double. Yet another double is reached via its own small flight of stairs, and then there's bedroom number 6, which I think Dick and Louise could turn into their master.
It's a lovely size room.
Yeah, lovely.
Not only does it have an ample size, but through this wall, there's some stairs on the other side. You could easily open it up, sacrifice a bedroom, and make it an ensuite.
OK.
All right.
Which might be quite nice for the 2 of you. Because this house has 6 bedrooms in total.
I'm thinking it might be too big.
Really?
I don't know.
So you
I
set
don't
us a
know. I
challenge.
know.
Right, well, I think we should head back downstairs and we can talk about what sort of price you think it's on the market for. Dick, I'd like you to lead the way, please.
OK, right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dick and Louise seem somewhat intimidated by the sheer scale of what's on offer here, which is a shame, because there's a lot more outside. This former farmhouse comes with a range of period outbuildings, including garages, workshops, and the old Apple store.
All of this is included.
Honestly.
Yes, honestly. So for your craft, you could have a whole area. We could have a microbrewery for you, Dick.
Yeah, you could.
And ample parking for you and all the family and all your friends.
We could probably live in there.
In the substantial walled front garden, there are alfresco seating areas and a veranda from which to admire the mature shrubs and trees.
A large garden, sunshine all afternoon on a good day.
Yeah, good size.
Manageable?
garden. I think so.
Yes,
Yeah, I
most
think
certainly.
so.
Yeah. Well, let's see if you can afford this property.
Yeah.
Can you put a price on this magnificent home?
I think it's got to start with a 6. Let's say 625.
OK. So right at the top of your budget.
I think it's over budget. I think it's 650.
OK. Well, the asking price is £635,000. However, we've spoken to the owner and she assured me that she's happy to talk in the region of your top budget.
Definitely food for thought.
Yeah. Have that in your minds. Go and have another look around.
So much
and in
to
about
look at.
3 hours, I think I'll come and find you. Be my guest.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because this property, you know, does give them what they ask for. Really high ceilings, beautiful airy spaces, this wonderful garden. And the thing which I think is so appealing is where it's situated, in a market town. When you're used to living in the city, it can be a huge adjustment to move to the country. Here, they have the best of both worlds.
Pushing their top budget at £635,000, this substantial former Victorian farmhouse has 2 very large reception rooms, a kitchen diner, 6 bedrooms and a range of brick outbuildings.
I absolutely love the house. I think it's gorgeous. I love the style of large rooms, the big ceilings.
Seeing the house, I thought, wow. It looked huge to me. The garden is just right. There's so much to like about this place.
So which one's going to be your brewery then?
Oh, it's
got
to be that one there.
And then you've still got all these left.
I know, well...
You've got plans for all these outbuildings, have you?
No.
That's it now.
It's
Tour
enormous.
over. Should we hit the road?
OK,
Okay.
come on, let's go.
All right then.
Keeping water at bay to provide land for crops such as wheat dominated agriculture for much of Cambridgeshire's history. But when it came to turning that wheat into flour, water power was positively embraced via the technology of the mill. And we've arranged for Louise and keen home baker Dick to see that power in action with a visit to the watermill at Anglesey Abbey. Now in the care of the National Trust, volunteer Roy Smith is on hand to show them how this historic building continues to produce wholemeal flour the traditional way.
Hi, hello.
Okay, welcome to Low Mill, and welcome to you. Okay.
Thank you. So Roy, why is the mill so special?
Because it's been here for 270 years. It was built in 1745, still running today very much as it did on day one. There's been milling in this country since Roman times, tended to be water mills in the early days, and windmills came onto the scene in the late 12th century.
So what's the benefit of watermill over windmill?
Windmills are subject to the vagaries of the English climate, really, and sometimes the wind is too strong, not strong enough. Water lets us run every day of the year. Last autumn we had about 10 days when we couldn't actually run because the water level was quite low. But most of the time we've got plenty of water.
So I've just recently got into bread making. It'd be lovely to get inside and see how the flour's made.
Once grinding out 20 tonnes of flour a week, the mill was converted for cement making at the beginning of the 20th century. Fully restored to its original use in the 1980s, it now produces a modest 10 tonnes of flour a year. That's enough to allow visitors to see the flour-making process without too much wear and tear. And that process starts with the opening of the sluice gates.
OK, Dick, every schoolboy's dream now. I'm going to let you turn the wheel on, so... OK?
Lovely, thanks.
Oh dear.
Just one turn of the sluice gate wheel and the water stored in the mill pond flows at 10 tonnes per minute, filling buckets on the water wheel and causing it to turn.
Now we can go upstairs and see the stones in action, OK?
OK.
As grains of wheat pour down, the power of the water wheel is used to turn the millstones producing flour. Today, the gears are set at 60 turns per minute, but in its heyday, the mill would have worked the stones up to 150 turns per minute, which would have been even noisier.
So I'm surprised how quickly that turns it into flour.
Yeah, no, it's instantaneous, really. Once the grain starts dropping down into the gap between the stones, the wheat is crushed and flour starts dropping down the chute and is collected in the sack underneath. It's an instantaneous process, really.
Yeah, so very quick.
Today's wheat is brought in from Hertfordshire. The traditional Derbyshire grit millstones have also been swapped for much hardier millstones imported from a disused mill in Portugal, which are much better suited to grinding today's softer grained wheat.
OK, so this is the flour that we've just produced. It's a lovely stone ground
Lovely.
wholemeal flour, lovely soft. You just have a feel.
Oh yeah.
We don't add anything, we don't take anything away, so it's pure, unadulterated flour from organic wheat. So we like to think it's actually better quality than you can buy in supermarkets. I've got a bag of flour here, Dick. I know you're into your bread making, so I'd like to present it to you.
Thank you.
Don't go away and use it wisely, and enjoy the rest of your explorations, OK?
Thank you.
Okay?
Thanks very much.
Well, Dick's bread baking will have to wait because our search for their Cambridgeshire country home resumes tomorrow. We're helping retirees Dick and Louise swap life in London for a home in the Cambridgeshire countryside. With a budget of up to £625,000, we've already shown them some wonderful property. But there's more to see, including our mystery house, which might just prove more of a puzzle than we bargained for.
What is it?
What is it?
I've had lots of comments in the past. I don't think I ever had that one.
Plus, I visit a local potato farm for a snack break that's a real taste of home.
Can I smell it?
Yeah, please do.
Smells of sausages, doesn't
It does. It smells my mother's cooking. We've got two fabulous properties to show Dick and Louise, but I'm hoping we can tempt them today with our mystery house, which has a certain je ne sais quoi about it. Watch this space and all will be revealed. In the meantime, do wish me bon chance, as I'm hoping at least one of our properties that we're going to show them will have Dick and Louise reaching for their checkbook.
The village of Warboys is the location of our first house today. Amenities here include a pub, post office and store, and a chemist. Just an 8-minute drive away is the small market town of Ramsey, where the remains of a Benedictine abbey, the origins of the settlement, can still be seen. Back in Warboys, our next house enjoys a historic position on the village high street.
So, new day, new property. Well, it looks like a cottage, but in actual fact, quite a large house.
Is it?
It's very charming.
Looks lovely from the front.
Yeah. Looks in very good condition.
Yeah. Very pretty, isn't
Yeah,
it? If you're
very.
going to
It is very
draw a
pretty.
house, that's how you would draw it. Symmetrical, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Appeals to
it's
my
lovely.
mathematical bent.
Does it?
Yeah,
OK, well, shall we step inside and take a look around?
too.
lovely.
Dating back to 1801, this Grade 2 listed property was once a bakery, with its former bakehouse located to the rear, meaning that whilst the frontage may look symmetrical, the footprint is a little more unusual. An entrance to the side leads via a lobby and hall to the kitchen diner at the heart of the home.
This is lovely. A really nice sized kitchen.
Yeah, it's a super size.
Yeah, plenty of storage.
Because kitchens close to your heart, aren't they? You want the right kitchen.
I
Yeah,
think
it
it's
looks
very
good.
nice.
It's large enough to take a huge dining
Yeah.
table for the family.
Like the kitchen?
Yeah.
Very
So
good
far,
start.
so good.
Very good
So
start.
far, so good. So let's
Always.
keep going through, see what you make of the next room.
Off the kitchen there's a utility room, and to the front of the property, the first of the generously proportioned reception rooms.
So here is our sitting room, or your drawing room, whichever you prefer.
That's not a bad size.
I think it's a good size, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Impressive wood burner.
I like wood burners, and I'm quite used to cleaning them as well. We'd be very comfortable in here.
Yeah, homely.
Definitely homely.
This could be a nice little snug for us. All we need is 4 bedrooms upstairs, and you've got us sorted.
bedrooms. Oh, can I deliver on that for you? Look, I'm smiling. I'm giving too much away. Let's go and have a look.
Next to this reception room is another currently used as a study, and to the rear of the property, the former bakehouse provides yet another, even larger reception, as well as a cloakroom. Not only that, upstairs this property trumps the 4 bedrooms Dick's hoping for by offering 5. Situated to the front, there's a good-sized guest double, next to which is a single and a further double. Behind this is the 4th and smallest of the guest rooms. These are all served by a family bathroom. Lastly, to the rear of the home is a spacious master ensuite.
This is good space. Lovely wardrobes. Plenty of wardrobes.
And if you notice there's a
It's
door
very good.
behind us, you've actually got a shower.
Bonus.
Yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
More than you were after.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Two
but
reception
just,
rooms.
Yeah.
just a little bit.
Yeah. I know you two want
sweet.
space. So plenty for the children, friends come to stay, but also for your own hobbies and crafts.
We're warming to this.
Yeah? Well, there is more to show you outside. So, Dick, if you wouldn't mind leading the way.
Okay.
It seems this period property goes the extra mile when it comes to delivering what Dick and Louise have asked for, and the outside is no exception. There's ample hard standing for several cars, plus a large barn-style garage and workshop. A fully enclosed rear garden with planted beds and well-maintained lawn includes a glass house and a little summer house.
So you actually have quite a substantial amount of land from that back door.
This looks manageable, though.
Yeah.
And that greenhouse looks wonderful. I think it is a recipe to get my green fingers out again. Yeah.
Where is the brewing going to take place? That's what I want to know.
I think the Wendy house.
The Wendy house is now the pub at the end of the garden. That's good, very creative thinking. Well, we've seen the house, we've seen the garden. We've now got to decide what it's on the market for. You're looking at me with dread in your eyes.
I'm going to be optimistic and say 595.
OK.
I think I'd go a little bit lower than that. I'll probably go about 570.
OK. Well, you're both out. The owner's asking offers in excess of £500,000. Just demonstrates, if you look around, you can get quite a lot for your money. It's going to give you something to think about.
Definitely.
Now you know that price, reacquaint yourself with the property. Houses always look different when they're under budget, and I'll catch up with you when you're ready.
Thanks.
Right, thank you.
Thank you.
Below budget at an incredible £125,000, this Grade 2 listed former bakery has a kitchen diner and 3 additional reception rooms. There are 5 bedrooms, including a master ensuite, a large garage and workshop, as well as a low maintenance garden with a glass house.
This is a lovely, spacious house. It's got so many rooms, it's unbelievable. I think it's very easy to imagine yourself living here. Kitchen I like as well, which is an added bonus. So I don't think we'd need to sort of touch anything for some time.
There's lots of things to like about this property. It's got a good balance of rooms, both downstairs and upstairs. I think it's a strong possibility, this place.
I wonder if a second look around, knowing that price, has warmed them up a bit. Well, they're taking their time, so that could be a good sign. All finished?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, seen everything?
Yes, thank you.
Happy?
Yep.
Right, let's go.
Much of the current farmland of Cambridgeshire was once covered by seawater and bog oak. Attempts to drain it began in earnest in the 1600s, taking over 2 centuries of effort before the rich soil known as black gold emerged. Ross Taylor's family have worked the earth here at Willow Farm near Ely since 1860. Their 500 acres produce prize-winning potatoes along with other root vegetables. But the last decade has also seen them setting up their very own crisp factory, and Ross has agreed to tell me why.
Hi, Ross.
Hi, Nikki.
Now, I've never seen soil like this before, but what's so special about this area?
The reason why we can produce these potatoes is down to our beautiful black peaty soil.
Now, you say it's peaty, so why is it like this?
Thousands of years of organic material and bog oak, and we've been left with this beautiful soil for our beautiful potatoes to grow in.
I love that, beautiful soil, beautiful spuds. So this region is renowned for its potatoes, which we've got one here. So why did you decide to diversify and go into crisps?
The recession came along in 2008, and we decided we couldn't carry the farm on any longer, relying on the markets that we'd always traded with, so we needed to do something with the product ourselves.
So really, was it that tough for you as a farmer?
Oh, it was terrible. We'd lost our Irish market, which we supplied all my father's career. It was either do something different or give the farm up.
So the crisp came to the rescue?
Yeah, we never tried crisp before with our product, and we took them to a crisp expert, and they tried them, and they couldn't believe the quality of our product. And so we decided that was the way forward for us in the future.
So all your potatoes converted into crisps come from the land that we can see around us?
Literally from 100 yards of our factory.
Is that your factory there?
Yeah, it is.
I think you know where I'm going to see where these crisps are produced. Ross, thank you so much. I'll leave you with your spuds. I'll let you carry that.
OK,
Thank you.
The farm's factory is where the potatoes are washed, sliced, cooked and flavoured before being bagged and boxed. It's a speedy process that turns the crop in the field into crisps that are ready to leave in an average of just 40 minutes. The farm currently makes 7 flavours of potato crisps and 3 varieties of vegetable ones. But today, the plan is to add another to the slate. Ross's friend and fellow crisp entrepreneur, Rod Garner, has developed a new flavour for us to try.
Now, talking about flavours, when I was growing up, I think there were only 2 available, cheese and onion and salt and vinegar.
Yes, there's more and more demand for more adventurous flavours. So that's what we've been developing as a company. We go out to Ely and Cambridge, our local cities, and we'll stand in the middle of the square and ask, you know, what sort of tickles your taste buds, really.
So the people of Cambridgeshire decide what the rest of us are going to eat?
Exactly, yeah.
Well, when we were talking about actually coming here, they said to me, if you could come up with any variety, what would it be? What would be your taste? And I said, because I'm a classy bird, bangers and mash.
Yep.
Is that a good or a bad one?
No, I think that's a good one. It's funny you should say that because we developed this, which is a bangers and mash flavour.
Can I smell it?
Yeah, please do. It smells of sausages, doesn't
It does. It smells like my mother's cooking.
The flavours are made to order by a specialist nearby company using natural local ingredients where possible, before being added to the crisps at the factory.
OK, I think that's we're ready for a taste.
Here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's pretty good, actually.
that is good.
Right, it's good.
That reminds me of home cooking, but there's something else in there. What have you added?
Put a little bit of mustard in there because, in my mind, if you're going to have bangers and mash, you're going to have a bit of mustard on the side.
Gives it that
Can you
little
taste
kick.
it?
You can.
It's good, isn't it?
I might have to try one more. Listen to that crunch.
It's good, isn't it?
Oh, that is delicious.
We might have to launch that. What would we call it, though?
Chappers, bangers and mash.
Oh, that sounds good. Chappers, bangers and mash.
Who would have thought an economic crisis would turn some humble Cambridgeshire spuds into a gourmet crisp? And if I ever fancy a taste of Mum's cooking, well, who knows? I may just be able to eat a packet soon.
One more. It'd be rude not to. You better take those away from me. I'll eat the whole lot.
Our mystery offering is located close to the village of Pondersbridge. Facilities are found in the nearby ancient Fenland market town of Whittlesea and include butchers and pubs. At the centre of the marketplace is a 17th century covered butter cross, where local dairy produce was once bought and sold. Fresh eggs, milk and butter would have been laid out for display on the stepped bases of the cross. The structure was considered useless in the 19th century and only saved from demolition when a local businessman donated slate tiles for the roof. Before the fens were drained in the 18th and 19th century, this settlement was effectively an island surrounded by water. It's now an 8-minute drive across dry land to our mystery property in the midst of open countryside.
So, our final offering is the most unusual one. Welcome to your mystery house.
What is it?
What is it?
I've had lots of comments in the past. I don't think I ever had that one. It is a house. Next door, the chimney that you can actually see was the old pumping station, which has been converted into another property. It's not actually attached to this. This is your mystery house. It's not only a very unusual property inside, but also it's the most rural location, surrounded by fields. So I'm not going to lie, no shops, no amenities on your doorstep with the mystery house.
It looks very impressive from the outside. I've probably got an open mind until I get inside.
Have you?
I wouldn't necessarily say it's the most attractive building I've seen, but yeah, space-wise, I suspect it's there.
Ready to get inside?
Yeah, indeed.
Let's go this way.
Our unique mystery house was built in 2004, inspired by a pair of arched glass doors from a chateau in the Loire Valley. The solid oak entrance door is also from France, and the continental ambience continues through into the professionally designed interior.
I don't think you're going to have seen anything like it.
Definitely not. This is enormous. How high are these ceilings?
Have a guess how high that ceiling is.
15 feet?
Not bad, 12. You do get the feeling you're in a French chateau, don't you?
With those doors.
And the curtains actually
Yeah.
help. Yeah.
Not what you'd expect in Cambridgeshire.
No, I don't think you would.
And look at that fabulous fireplace, 17th century. That came from France as well.
I'm just blown away by the size, really. I mean, it's vast.
It is vast.
Isn't it?
We'd have to bend our minds as to what we do with it.
Rather than have 2 or 3 sitting rooms, we've just got this one open space. And then just leading off here is the kitchen.
Also off this large central reception room is an orangery. Featuring those inspirational Loire Valley doors, it's currently used as a music room.
So, we have a separate kitchen, but it still contains that open plan feel.
It's a bit galley-ish to me.
Yeah. So, although what they've done is beautifully fitted, and you've actually got this trough sink.
Yeah, which is quite useful.
Yeah.
Yeah, lovely beams up top. I'm not too sure it's really big enough.
It isn't huge, I can't lie, but what you do have is a utility room next door. You've got your white goods in there, and then through there you actually have a wet room. So on this floor, you've also, unusually, got the master bedroom as well.
Downstairs.
Downstairs. Should we take a look?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's go through the kitchen this way.
A mixed response to the living space of this quirky recent build, which offers a total of 4 bedrooms. A guest single is also found off the entrance hall on the ground floor, while spiral stairs in the reception room lead to a landing and 2 large guest doubles, both with skylight windows and one with an ensuite shower room. Then, back on the ground floor, is the impressive master ensuite.
Another splendid room.
This must be the master.
Yes.
It's huge.
Beautiful large ensuite.
OK.
This, I'm thinking, would be yours.
It's a lovely, lovely, light, spacious room.
I'm quite keen to take you back outside, a little bit more to show you. And for the last time, I'm going to ask you, to put a price on it. Oh, don't look so
Your
worried.
favourite part?
Dick and Louise have asked for space, and the Mystery House certainly delivers it in spades, both inside and out. With a plot of almost 3/4 of an acre, the wraparound decking provides somewhere to enjoy the very peaceful surroundings. There's a greenhouse in need of some TLC, as well as a massive barn which has both power and water and could brew Dick's interests.
So I'm thinking workshops, brewery.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
Have we surprised you?
Yes. Yes, I'm a bit speechless, I think, really.
It's certainly challenged us. It's not something we'd ever dreamed of looking at.
No.
It's a fair proposition.
Let's just talk the finances, shall we? What do you think the current asking price is?
I don't know, I'll go for about 525, I think.
All right. Louise?
I'm not too sure, really. It's got a lot of land. I think I might go higher than Dick, so I'll probably say 550.
Oh, you're actually the closest because it's on the market for £554,950.
Okay.
Yeah, not surprised.
It is a unique property. Do you fancy having another look around?
Yes,
On
please.
your own?
Yeah, we'll have a
It's
little
the
look.
last time I'm going to say it.
Okay.
Go and have a wander around the Mystery House once more.
OK, thank you.
Thank you.
With an asking price £70,000 below budget, this chateau-inspired new build features a large open-plan living space, 4 bedrooms including 2 en-suites, and almost 3/4 of an acre of grounds in very rural surroundings.
I think it's an extraordinary property. It's got some beautiful features. Really
Lovely
quite
bit
amazing.
upstairs for the family and so on. Wonderful bedroom.
Yep.
And you
A bit
lose yourself in the
storage.
bathroom,
Yep.
don't you?
I think it's been quite interesting seeing this because I suppose it's so much out of what we would envisage.
This room is absolutely amazing, isn't it? With the 17th century fireplace, the open windows, the high ceilings. Very versatile in terms of how you can use it. The open planness is something that doesn't quite work for us, even though I think it's perhaps opened our minds a little bit to it. Don't necessarily want to be this far out in the country, do we?
No, maybe not.
It has helped concentrate our minds on what we like and what we don't like.
That is it, the end of all our house tours. Enjoyed it?
Very much so.
Yeah?
Yeah, very much so.
Do you want some time to have a think amongst yourselves what your next move's going to be?
Yep.
OK, come on. So, out of all the properties we showed Dick and Louise, I think one of them stands a fighting chance of a revisit. But I'm just wondering whether Cambridgeshire as a county is going to get a second viewing. Let's find out. Well, Dick and Louise, we've certainly travelled around this county, haven't we? So let's talk about the actual houses that you've seen. And for me, there's one that stands out. I think it was that very old property with the bakery at the back. Would I be right?
You would be.
Ah, good. So, Dick, what was it about that property that so appealed to you?
It was the one that was nearest to what we really wanted in terms of blueprint, footprint, whatever you want to call it. You know, it had a nice bit of character to it and had a combination of rooms that we still haven't worked out exactly what we'd like to do with them, but it sort of covers all occasions.
So, probably the most important question, do you think you're going to go back for a second viewing?
I would certainly like to go back and have a look.
I think so.
Yeah.
Louise, I'm going to ask you a question. You've loved living in London, born and bred in London. Have you come to terms with the idea of actually leaving the city and moving away?
I think so. I mean, I suppose the proof of the pudding will be is when you make the decision on the house. Yeah, it's going to be a big wrench.
Do you think we can put a time frame on this move, wherever you decide to go? I just wondered if in your mind you were thinking 2 months, 6 months, a year?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, I think we'd like to be gone
move
within a
this
year.
Yeah.
I'd like to think we wouldn't still be looking in a year.
At Christmas you'll be in your new home.
Yeah.
Well, all the very best, and I expect to hear an update on where you're at very soon. Thank you both so much.
Thank you.
Many thanks, Nikki.
Now, if I'm honest, it's not the easiest thing in the world showing a couple a county which, well, they really don't know very well. But I think what we've achieved over the last few days is a fantastic cross-section of properties to tempt Dick and Louise. Now, personally, I really do hope they go for that second viewing of that splendid house with the old bakery at the back because, well, what it will give them is the community they're going to need, the space they say they require, and at a price that will give them the scope to make those adjustments so they can have their perfect home. Whatever they decide to do, we wish them all the very best of luck. And I'll see you again on Escape to the Country.
If you would like to escape to the country in Northern Ireland, Scotland, Wales or England and need our help, please apply online at bbc.co.uk/be on a show.